Quran Translation in English, Part 72. Chapter 12. Joseph, Yusuf, 30-60. Some women of the city gossiped, the chief minister's wife is trying to seduce her slave boy. Love for him has plagued her heart. Indeed, we see that she is clearly mistaken. When she heard about their gossip, she invited them and set a banquet for them. She gave each one a knife, then said to Joseph, "Come out before them." When they saw him, they were so stunned by his beauty that they cut their hands, and exclaimed, "Good God! This cannot be human. This must be a noble angel." She said, "This is the one for whose love you criticized me. I did try to seduce him, but he firmly refused. And if he does not do what I order him to, he will certainly be imprisoned and fully disgraced. The lesser of two evils." Joseph prayed, "My Lord, I would rather be in jail than do what they invite me to. And if you do not turn their cunning away from me, I might yield to them and fall into ignorance." So his Lord responded to him, turning their cunning away from him. Surely he is the all-hearing, all-knowing. And so it occurred to those in charge, despite seeing all the proofs of his innocence, that he should be imprisoned for a while. Dreams of the two inmates. And two other servants went to jail with Joseph. One of them said, "I dreamt I was pressing wine." The other said, "I dreamt I was carrying some bread on my head, from which birds were eating." Then both said, "Tell us their interpretation, for we surely see you as one of the good doers." Invitation to the truth. Joseph replied, "I can even tell you what kind of meal you will be served before you receive it. This knowledge is from what my Lord has taught me. I have shunned the faith of a people who disbelieve in Allah and deny the hereafter. I follow the faith of my fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It is not right for us to associate anything with Allah in worship. This is part of Allah's grace upon us and humanity, but most people are not grateful. O my fellow prisoners, which is far better? Many different lords are Allah, the One, the Supreme. Whatever idols you worship instead of Him are mere names which you and your forefathers have made up, a practice Allah has never authorized. It is only Allah who decides. He has commanded that you worship none but Him. That is the upright faith, but most people do not know. Interpretation of the dreams. O my fellow prisoners, the first one of you will serve wine to his master, and the other will be crucified and the birds will eat from his head. The matter about which you inquired has been decided." Then he said to the one he knew would survive, "Mention me in the presence of your master." But Satan made him forget to mention Joseph to his master, so he remained in prison for several years. The king's dream. And one day the king said, "I dreamt of 7 fat cows eaten up by 7 skinny ones, and 7 green ears of grain and 7 others dry. O chiefs, tell me the meaning of my dream if you can interpret dreams." They replied, "These are confused visions and we do not know the interpretation of such dreams." Finally, the surviving ex-prisoner remembered Joseph after a long time and said, "I will tell you its interpretation, so send me forth to Joseph." Interpretation of the king's dream. He said, "Joseph, O man of truth, interpret for us the dream of 7 fat cows eaten up by 7 skinny ones, and 7 green ears of grain and 7 others dry, so that I may return to the people and let them know." Joseph replied, "You will plant grain for 7 consecutive years, leaving in the ear whatever you will harvest, except for the little you will eat. Then after that will come 7 years of great hardship which will consume whatever you have saved, except the little you will store for seed. Then after that will come a year in which people will receive abundant rain and they will press oil and wine." Joseph declared innocent. The king then said, "Bring him to me." When the messenger came to him, Joseph said, "Go back to your master and ask him about the case of the women who cut their hands. Surely my lord has full knowledge of their cunning." The king asked the women, "What did you get when you tried to seduce Joseph?" They replied, "Allah forbid. We know nothing indecent about him." Then the chief minister's wife admitted, "Now the truth has come to light. It was I who tried to seduce him, and he is surely truthful. From this, Joseph should know that I did not speak dishonestly about him in his absence, for Allah certainly does not guide the scheming of the dishonest. And I do not seek to free myself from blame, for indeed the soul is ever inclined to evil, except those shown mercy by my Lord. Surely my Lord is all-forgiving, most merciful." Joseph, the chief minister. The king said, "Bring him to me. I will employ him exclusively in my service." And when Joseph spoke to him, the king said, "Today you are highly esteemed and fully trusted by us." Joseph proposed, Put me in charge of the storehouses of the land, for I am truly reliable and adept. This is how we established Joseph in the land to settle wherever he pleased. We shower our mercy on whoever we will, and we never discount the reward of the good doers. And the reward of the hereafter is far better for those who are faithful and are mindful of Allah. Joseph's brothers visit Egypt. And Joseph's brothers came and entered his presence. He recognized them, but they were unaware of who he really was. When he had provided them with their supplies, he demanded, "Bring me your brother on your father's side. Do you not see that I give full measure and I am the best of hosts? But if you do not bring him to me next time, I will have no grain for you, nor will you ever come close to me again."